TWiGames.com.
Welcome to this week's episode of TWiGames.com. We begin with the September MPD analysis, Famitsu gracing Bayonetta with a perfect score, but first, Infinity Ward announced that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will not have dedicated server support for the PC. Brian, is this enough to make you get on the anger train?
Yes and no. Here's a couple of things. Like, obviously, it is a big hit because dedicated servers are almost like a hangout. You know what you're going to get there.
Yeah.
There are certain rules that they abide by, and you know what you're going to get.
Yep.
So it does stink that they're losing it. I don't think there's like the Left 4 Dead boycott where it's just ridiculous. But at the same time, I understand why Infinity Ward is doing this. One, they want to make it streamlined for new players, and the biggest one is piracy. The piracy rate on COD 4 was monstrous. So yeah, they can try to stop it, and people are going to say, but it's going to happen anyways. Yeah, but obviously they're going to try to stop piracy on a product they put a lot of hard work and money into.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm with you on that. I mean, clearly PC developers keep trying new things to try to stop piracy. I mean, piracy is a huge issue in PC gaming. And the worst part about all this is that, you know, I'm obviously, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm willing to bet a lot of the people who are complaining about this and the loudest complainers of the PC gaming community on the internet are the people who are pirating these games.
And if you're a pirater, I don't want to hear you.
If you're a pirater, you're the one who's actually ruining PC gaming.
Exactly.
I mean, clearly PC developers are changing their focus to consoles mainly because of piracy.
And here's another thing. I think part of the reason people are upset about this isn't so much the specificity of it. Specificity? Specificity.
Yeah.
But because Modern Warfare 2 is going to be huge, right? So this could be the last game that PC developers really support specifically for the PC.
Yeah.
You know, this could be the beginning of the end of dedicated server support for big games.
Could be.
September NPD analysis is in, and there's a lot of interesting stuff. Halo 3 ODST sold over 1.5 million copies, and the PS3 came over the Wii in second place, right behind the insurmountable DS.
Yep.
Rich, what did you think of the September MPD?
Well, I mean, clearly the big thing was that the PS3 was the #1 selling console in America. No one's surprised that it outsold the 360, the launch month of the Slim, but I think it's a bit surprising that it outsold the Wii. Will it continue to outsell the Wii in the US? I don't think so. Will it continue to outsell the Wii in Japan? I think so. It's been doing it every week since the Slim was released.
I agree with you. I mean, it's all about November, December.
Yeah.
This was expected, and to be honest, I actually thought they were going to sell more.
Did you?
I thought it was going to be over 500.
Really?
But if they can win November, December, that's the big thing.
That's the big thing. And, you know, I still think that the war, you know, the console war is still between Xbox 360 and PS3. You know, the Wii's kind of out there. No one's catching up to the Wii at this point, it doesn't seem. So I think it's interesting, you know, to note that November and December, if Sony outsells the Xbox, it could actually outsell it for the year.
Right, and this is great because every console has some great offerings this holiday. This is a great holiday offering for video gamers. Here's the thing that jumped out to me. My boy, Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, cracking the top 10.
That was good.
I thought it was going to go under the radar. And can we talk about the monster of Halo 3 ODST? What was that, like a week of sales?
I mean,
no,
I think that was a couple weeks, but I mean, regardless, that's huge. I mean, that's huge. But you know what really got me out of all this stuff?
What?
So, what's it called? Dead Space Extraction for the Wii.
Right.
All right. So this is a game, you know, that Wii gamers heard about. Dead Space. You know, it's a game that got great reviews. Everybody loved Dead Space on the PS3 and 360. So they make the game for the Wii. You know, obviously it's an on-rail shooter, it's a different game, but it's Dead Space. It's rated M. It got good reviews. 9,000 copies sold. 9,000.
9,000?
Do you know what that means? I mean, to me that means developers are like, first of all, there's been a lot of tests on the Wii so far, No More Heroes, etc., right? These mature, quote-unquote, hardcore games.
Mad World.
Well, Mad World.
And
This one, I mean, this has to be the last one. Only 11 games have received a perfect score from Japanese video game magazine Famitsu, but it's time to add a 12th. Add Bayonetta to the list of games among Ocarina of Time, Vagrant Story, and Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Brian, what?
That what is exactly what I want to talk about. I've noticed something in gaming recently. It seems like everyone is ingrained with what a game's going to be already.
Yeah.
You know, Uncharted 2 review came out from IGN. There was giant flame wars of people arguing the score.
Yeah.
Did any of those people play the game?
Haven't even played it yet.
They haven't even played it.
Saying it should have got a 10.
Or should have gotten lower. You've never even played the game. Famitsu's been around for over 20 years. And this came out that Bayonetta got a perfect score, and the reaction was, eh. You know, the people that were excited for Bayonetta are still excited, and the people that weren't aren't.
Yeah.
Which speaks about reviews, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It seems like people only read reviews to either justify their purchase
Exactly.
or to make fun of the reviewer.
Well, I mean, that's essentially what fanboys are. They're constantly just trying to justify their purchase. I mean,
Right.
that's how I see it. But I mean, all right, let's talk about the game though. I mean, I love action games.
Yeah.
I was going to buy this game. I'm still going to buy it. Based on what I've seen, do I think that this is a 10 game? No, I don't, and I still don't. You know, I actually thought, this is probably a ridiculous thing to say, but, you know, maybe Famitsu's trying to help out the old Japanese video game industry.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You're trying to find some way of figuring out why it's not a perfect score.
Look it. I don't care about score. When I play a game, I'll give it my own score, okay?
Right.
But all I'm saying is that, you know, maybe, just maybe, you know, Japanese game developers haven't been pumping out the greatest of next-gen games, and
so they're gonna put it on this one.
yeah, maybe they're trying to add some hype about this game. I'm sure it's a great game. I mean, look, it's by an acclaimed director. I mean, it's going to be a great game. Beautiful Joe. I mean, I'm gonna buy it, and it's just interesting. However, one thing that we need to note is that the 360 version got a perfect score. The PS3 version didn't get a perfect score.
It was a 38.
No, it was a 38, but still, I mean, you know, to go as far as to do that, I just hope by the time the game comes out,
they fix the issues.
that Sega fixes the issues, because I actually like to play action games on the DualShock. I'm just used to it from the PS1, PS2 days.
Peter Moore, the head of EA Sports Division, was speaking at a conference, said about physical discs, quote, "I'd say the core business model for video games is a burning platform." Absolutely. Rich, are you looking forward to the digital revolution in video games?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not looking forward to the digital distribution in the future of video games. I mean, look, I have a bookcase full of video games, DVDs, and Blu-rays. I buy video games, DVDs, and Blu-rays sometimes, literally, just to add to my collection. I have games that are still in the plastic
But what's
wrap.
the difference when it's on the system?
The difference is that I have a ton of digital download games on my Xbox 360 and on my PS3 and on my Wii. And you know what? When I go through my games and my collection, I forget about those. I don't even remember they're out there.
You want the box out there.
I don't remember they're out there. Let me ask you a question. PS4 comes around, Xbox 720, whatever they're called. If we can't carry forward those digital games, they're lost. They're not in my collection anymore. I mean, literally, I like to have this collection. I mean, you can't tell me I'm alone on this.
I'm not saying you're alone, because I'm slightly like you. I am so neurotic that I hated the cover of Mass Effect, the Platinum hits.
Yeah.
So I traded with my friend who had the OG cover.
Why did he trade that with you?
Because he doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing. If it is all digital future, one, we need the infrastructure. Internet is not fast enough in America right now.
Well, he mentioned it wouldn't be standard for maybe 10 years.
Right. But here's the thing I was thinking about. Did you see how Barnes & Noble just came out with the Nook recently?
Yes.
They had a really cool option that you can lend books, which would be nice. You know, you could lend a game, which I think would be pretty cool.
Well, you can already do that kind of with PS3. You can lend downloadable games to 5 friends.
But you know what I mean? Like an easier way, and that would help ease the thing, because that's one of the negatives you can't do. You know, once you buy a digital game, you can't sell it back.
Right. Yeah.
You can't lend it to a friend.
Look, I mean, there's a lot of great things about digital distribution. Obviously, you know, I'm getting carried away here with having a physical case, but with digital distribution, obviously the pluses way outweigh the minuses. However, if I could still order
the box,
even if it just had a digital download code inside of it, just to have the box, I'd be happy. I'd be happy. Our favorite Englishman from across the pond, Peter Molyneux, just dropped a major bomb on us. Fable 3, wait for it, will include Natal support.
Oh my God.
He also went on to mention his top 5 revolutionary games of the past 20 years, including World of Warcraft and Super Mario 64. Brian, how revolutionary will the Natal support be in Fable 3?
It's going to be so revolutionary that if you're a corrupt leader in Fable 3, and I'm not kidding about this, the leaders of the real world that we live in will become corrupt.
Really?
That's how revolutionary it's going to get.
Wow. You know what I heard?
What did you
I heard that if you die in Fable 3, you actually die in real life. That's what Peter Molyneux said.
I heard if your character is hungry, you become hungry.
Really?
That's how revolutionary this game is going to be.
You know what he said, though? He said that the game will actually have you laugh and cry simultaneously, and it'll change what we now refer to as emotions forever.
This is going to be beyond revolutionary.
Oh, come on.
All right, okay. We make a lot of fun of Peter Molyneux, right? He's like the George Bush of talk show hosts. He's an easy joke.
Yeah.
I'm going to say one thing about Peter. You know, I like to make fun of him and stuff like that. But I think it's important that he's in the industry, because he keeps reminding developers that there is no ceiling to their creative medium.
Yeah.
You know, always look for new ways to push it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we discuss Insomniac's Insomnia Resistance 2, our games of the year so far, and we play a little pro or anti? Stick around, we'll be right back.
Be sure